Reptilian life is incredibly diverse, and as such, it's never a one-size-fits-all when setting up for one. Customers come in sometimes and they say, I need a setup for a snake. Unfortunately, that doesn't narrow things down very much. Usually they're talking about a ball python or a corn snake, but there are over 4,000 different species of snake on the planet, and they don't all have the same requirements. And so today we're talking about humidity within an enclosure. If you remember from a couple days ago, we did a video where Mr. Midas here was struggling to shed. We had a cold front sweep through in BC here, and as such our heaters have been working overtime and our humidity took a bit of a plummet. So let's troubleshoot some ways that we can fix humidities being too high or humidity being too low. Now usually your humidity being too high or too low is going to come down to one of three major things. Too much ventilation or not enough ventilation, your type of heat source, or your type of substrate. And so carpet pythons here are not the most humidity dependent, but they do need some to shed properly and breathe well. Now this enclosure has a mesh top on it with a big heat lamp warming things up. That's going to sap humidity down when the humidity in the building especially is low. And so having a larger water bowl is going to cause more evaporation in the enclosure, and having a substrate that can hold humidity without molding is also going to help. So it's already gotten a little bit dry in here. There's an easy fix for that. So I can come through on a daily basis and I can mist down the enclosure. All these little droplets that stick around the enclosure are going to be evaporated by the heat lamp and raise the ambient humidity. You can set up automated misting systems, but you got to make sure you dial them in rather than just plug and play, because you don't want things to get too wet in there. You can also get reptile foggers, which are a little bit more controversial. They work for some things, they don't work for others. The important part with a fogger is that you keep it clean, because bacteria can build up in them and cause respiratory illness. Blocking off some of the ventilation can also help reduce humidity, but you want to make sure that you're not causing too much stagnant air to build up in the enclosure, because that's not going to be good either. I oftentimes see ball pythons come in and they have this sort of substrate. Not this specifically, this is cedar usually, it's more of an aspen. This wood chipping works okay for some species like hognose snakes and corn snakes, but ball pythons need some humidity, and that's just not going to work for them. By the time the enclosure is humid enough for the ball python to be healthy, this substrate's going to be awfully moldy. And going bioactive with live plants can also help lock in humidity. Now unfortunately I'm very quickly running out of storage space on my phone, so this is it for today, but if you have any more questions, drop them in the comments, I'd be happy to answer.